Workout programs that involve 5 sets per exercise. Are these workout programs effective? Now, they're very popular in the fitness industry today. In fact, about 15 years ago when I started training, I did a 5x5 program. It was one of the first programs I ever did. So in today's video, we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison of a 5-set training protocol versus kind of what I use today and what I recommend, a single set to failure training protocol. We're gonna weigh out the pros and the cons of each, so that way you can decide which approach is gonna work best for you. Now let's start with the 5-set training protocol. The most popular one is the strong lift. And basically, simply put, you do 5 sets of 5 repetitions for each of the exercises in the protocol. This program generally is centered around really basic movements like the deadlift, squat, row, bench press, things like that. I've never seen a 5x5 program really include things like biceps curls, triceps extensions, calf raises, things like that. Well, what could be the upside to doing it this way? Now, if you're doing basic movements and you want to see yourself get noticeably stronger over time, well, it's going to benefit you to do more sets because that's going to result in more practice, more skill acquisition, and a better neurological adaptation. Now, how much weight you can lift in exercises, basic compound movements, really depends a lot on the skill. It's a combination of both strength and neurological adaptation or skill. So if you're doing a program that allows you to practice more, by doing more sets, you're going to have a better neurological adaptation, and the amount of weight that you're going to be able to use on these exercises is going to be better compared to doing less sets. So if your goal is to increase the amount of weight that you can bench press, well, a 5x5 program is probably going to be pretty good. Same goes for the squat, same goes for the deadlift. Now, is a 5x5 program good for muscle hypertrophy? Well, of course, because literally anything that challenges your muscles with a high amount of effort is going to result in good muscle hypertrophy. So if you're doing a 5x5 program, by the time you get to set 3, 4, and 5, you're pretty exhausted. And especially by the 4th set or the 5th set, you're using huge amounts of effort in those 5 repetitions. Now we know high effort results in high amounts of muscle fiber recruitment, and that's what stimulates muscle growth. So yeah, 5x5 would be effective for muscle growth too. Okay, so we see the positives and the benefits of a 5-set training protocol. Now let's compare that directly to single set to failure training protocol. All right, let's talk about strength. Well, now we know that strength is not necessarily how much weight you can move on a chosen exercise. Strength is the amount of force that your muscles can produce, which is more accurately measured isometrically. And exercise scientists do this all the time. And what exercise scientists have found in the past is that multiple set training protocols versus single set training protocols to failure result in the same improvement in the muscle's ability to produce force, aka strength. So whether you do 1, 3, or 5 sets, if there's high effort involved, the strength or the amount of force the muscle can produce is pretty much the same across the board. So you're getting the same improvement in strength with way less sets and way less time spent in the gym. Now let's look at it from a muscle hypertrophy perspective. So as long as you are achieving a high amount of effort in your exercise, it doesn't matter how many sets you do. And you can literally recruit all the available motor units and muscle fibers in one set as long as you are training to failure. You don't need multiple sets to get to those high threshold muscle fibers. You just need high effort. So doing all these extra multiple sets before the set that you're pushing your body to failure is literally a waste of your time in terms of muscle growth. It's not doing anything. All those sets are doing is producing inflammation and micro trauma that your body has to deal with before it can grow muscle. So you can achieve maximum muscle growth with just 1 set to failure if you do it with the highest amount of effort you're capable of. Now, most people aren't getting the most muscle growth out of 1 set to failure because they really don't understand how to really push their body and how to achieve true muscle failure. In which case, a lot of people may benefit from more than 1 set, which is just going to make their workout a little bit longer and less efficient. This is why I offer a coaching program to teach people how to push their body as far as it can go so that way they can get the most muscle growth and the best results possible. Otherwise, if you don't learn how to push as far as you can go, you are leaving gains on the table and you are making your workouts less efficient. Click the link in the description and I'll coach you and show you how to do it. Now, the only downside downside to single set training compared to 5x5 or 5-set training is when it comes to the improvement in how much weight you are able to move in these compound lifts like a bench press, squat, or deadlift. Because we know it's a combination of both skill and strength. With single set training, you're just not getting as much practice. So you're not getting as good of a neural adaptation with these exercises, and you probably won't be able to demonstrate strength or move as much weight compared to a multiple set training program that gives you more practice. So if you desire to simply squat or bench press or deadlift as much weight as possible, well then a single set training protocol probably is for you. But remember, how much weight you can bench press, squat is not a real measurement of your strength. So just keep that in mind when you're considering a protocol that's going to result in you being able to bench press the most weight, or squat or deadlift or whatever. So let's break it down. 5-set training protocols versus 1-set training protocols. What are the main differences? Well, the main difference is 1-set training protocol is just as effective, but way more efficient. 5-set training protocols offer no additional benefit in strength or muscle growth compared to 1-set training protocols at all in any way. They simply take more time. So if you're a busy individual and you have maybe a busy career or other obligations outside of the gym, then you should probably go for a 1-set training protocol because it's going to give you the same results and it's going to save a heck of a lot of your time. But of course, if you're a younger guy and you just want to show off to your friends how much you could bench press or squat, then maybe a 5x5 protocol or a 5-set protocol might be a better option for you, if you also don't care about how much time you're spending in the gym. So there it is, guys. Which one would I choose? Obviously, I'm going to choose the 1-set training protocol. And like I said, back when I was in my teens, I did use the 5x5 training protocol. I did get stronger. But to be honest, I didn't put on a single lick of muscle. It was only until I switched to high intensity training principles that I really started to accumulate muscle tissue. But today, with a relatively busy life and not all the energy in the world like I had when I was in my teens or early 20s, I'm going with the 1-set training protocol, and I would highly recommend you do too. And if you want to learn how to do this protocol with the most effectiveness and the most efficiency and the most safety, click the link in the description. I'll coach you on how to do it perfectly. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell, of course. You can be notified when I drop more videos that are going to help you get in better shape faster.